everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing and demoing the new Makeup Forever Reboot Active Care Revitalizing Foundation. And I am so excited to finally have my hands on this foundation. I have been waiting for it for such a long time because it launched overseas first. And I thought this foundation was going to launch sometime in 2019, but it finally launched in 2020 in the States, and I was finally able to get my hands on it from Sephora. So I'm so excited because I have been waiting on this foundation. And I mean just looking like, when are they gonna launch it? When are they gonna launch it? And so finally it's here. So I'm excited to be doing this video for you guys. So I've had this foundation for quite some time. I did get it in January, so I've had a chance to use it and get pretty well acquainted with it. So today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on it with you all. This is what the foundation looks like. It does come in a glass container and it does have a pump, which is the standard. If your foundation does not have a pump or a squeeze tube or something to make it easy for us to get it, we don't want it in 2020, and that's just that on that. So I'm happy to see that they have a pump packaging and we can squeeze it out and control how much we use. This foundation retails for $39 and there is 1 fluid ounce of product in here, which is the standard amount. So the description for this foundation says that this is a light to medium coverage skin revitalizing foundation that adds a radiant satin finish while hydrating, smoothing, and firming the skin for 24 hours. It says that this foundation is ideal for dry skin types because the skincare infused foundation significantly reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases hydration for 24 hours. Your skin is to feel supple, plumped, and is visibly smoother, while a radiant satin finish leaves the complexion looking flawless and bright all day. And some of the key ingredients of this foundation are ginseng, which helps to stimulate the collagen production. Camellia japonica helps restore skin's natural glow, and mondo grass, which helps to strengthen the skin's protective barrier. These ingredients are in this foundation, but I'm looking over the ingredients list, and these ingredients are not super high up on the list. So if you're a person who has allergies or are super sensitive to certain ingredients, these are a little bit lower on the list. And I also do want to add that this foundation does contain fragrance, and I smelled it when I was first putting it on my face, but I don't smell it any longer. The fragrance is also not something that's super high up on the list, but it is higher than the top 3 ingredients that they just highlighted, so that is something to note. This foundation has 30 different shades, and as always, I got the shade Y405, and I have found with Makeup Forever's line that if you are 1 shade in 1 foundation formula, then that transfers. It is pretty consistent because this is what I wear in all of their other foundations, so I was able to just pick it blindly. And when I purchased this, they actually didn't even have the testers out, so I was just able to tell her that that's the color that I typically wear, so I'll just go with that one, and it works. There are 2 different undertones for their foundations. There's Y for yellow, and then there's R for red. Y obviously means more yellow, which is more golden. The R stands for red, which is more warmer tones, so it may not necessarily be just exactly red. It may have a little bit more oranginess to it. So this foundation is the newest launch from Makeup Forever. I'm super excited to be doing this video for you guys today. I've had it for a while. Like I said, I've used it several times, so I already know what I want to say, but I'm going to go through this process with you all. I'm going to show you how to apply it, how it wears, and then I'm going to come back at the end of the night and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this product. So stay tuned for the ride. Let me know down in the comment section if you did get a chance to pick up this foundation, or let me know if it's something that you are interested in. You all know I love to try a foundation. I truly do. So if I find a good one, I'm always here to let you know. So I'll keep you all posted, and I hope that you all enjoy. I am first going to shake up this foundation to make sure that nothing has separated. And then I'm going to go in with about 2 pumps on the back of my sponge. This is my favorite sponge, the Kelsee sponge. So 1, 2, and let's see what that does first. So I'm going to start on the right side, start building up some coverage, take a little bit of this down on my chin, take some on my forehead. So with 2 pumps on one side, I got a moderate amount of coverage. This side just evened me out and it gave me a little bit more color. So I think that it looks naturally fresh so far. I'm gonna go in with 2 pumps on the other side, and then I'll assess if I feel like I need a little bit more. This does have a little bit of a scent to it. It's very faint, but it is there. Let's blend this out. Blends out very easily. No issues at all to get this to blend. I would say that it's light to medium buildable type coverage, but I think that overall it looks nice, but it's not flawless. So if you're looking for that, you're not going to get that with the amount of products that I just used. Okay, I think this looks really nice, really youthful like. So if you're a person who's not looking for full coverage, you want something just to even you out, something that you can still see your skin and it feels breathable, I think this one is decent. I need to add the rest of my makeup on top because you guys already know I'm a concealer girl. I'm all about covering this up, and I don't typically use foundation underneath there because I do prefer concealer. And then I'm also going to set this with my powders just because I know that this is a more glowy foundation, and if it's this dewy at the beginning, then 8 hours in, my skin is going to be an oil slick. So it is very, very important for me to do that on the front end so I can look as fresh as possible for as long as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. So I'm back and I have all of my makeup on top of this foundation, and I feel like my skin looks very clean. My skin feels very refreshed. It feels like this is breathable. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel weighed down. I feel like my skin is evened out. This is a really beautiful lightweight foundation. It gives light to medium buildable coverage, and I feel that this is giving me everything that I need on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like my makeup went on top of this very smoothly. I like the way that my powders are sitting on top. I like the fact that even though this foundation is just a touch tacky, that once I set it with my powders, you can't feel that at all. Everything is beautiful. I don't feel like my skin is overly mattified. I don't feel like my makeup is not secured. I don't feel like it's going to rub off on my collar too much. I overall am very satisfied with how this makeup has settled and how it's looking initially, especially with the rest of my products on top. I think that everything looks very smooth and very pretty. I also think this color match is decent. I would prefer it to be just a little bit darker, but when I go to the next shade up, like a little bit darker, is way too dark. So ideally for me to get the perfect shade, I would have to use this primarily, and then I would go in with just a squirt of a darker color just to deepen it up for me. But I was able to maneuver and make it a little bit darker with my powders and my bronzer, so I don't necessarily feel like I need to buy two of these foundations, even though I would prefer a little bit of a darker color. I'm about to go to the grocery store, and I feel like this is a beautiful amount of coverage. I don't feel overly made up, and I don't feel seen and exposed either. This is a happy medium, so I really like the way that my skin looks. So I'll give you guys check-ins and let you all see how this wears throughout the day. Like I said, I'm about to get my day started for real. It is currently, where's my phone? It's currently 3 o'clock, and I'll come back and give you guys check-ins, let you see how everything is going. So stay tuned. But this is what we're working with right now. So I am back, and it has been 4 hours. I meant to check in at the 2-hour mark, but it was so busy out. It's Friday night. It was too much going on, and I was out in the streets. But I'm back home, and so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a check-in to let you all see how my skin has developed. I think that everything is still looking very beautiful, very smooth. I feel like everything is holding up very well. My oils have broken through just a little bit, but I think it adds to the radiance of this foundation's finish, and I think that everything looks very beautiful and flawless. So I still am highly enjoying this foundation, but for now, I'm about to get my cleanup on because I bought some cleaning supplies, and so your girl is gonna get to it. So I'll check you guys in 2 more hours. All right guys, so it's 3:15 a.m. Is that right? I always have been confused as to why people say a quarter, but they're talking about 15 minutes. Like, why would that not be 25 minutes? I don't get it. Who made that up? I just need to know. But it's after 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've had this foundation on all day. I've had all of my makeup on all day, and I've had a very long day shopping. But let's talk about my final thoughts about this foundation. So first, let's talk about the color match. I think Makeup Forever does a really good job with their color matches. I think that they really take the time and study undertones. So I've always had good luck finding my color in Makeup Forever's line. I think that they do a really good job. In the summertime though, I know this color is not going to work for me. So I have about a month to maybe a month and a half to continue to use this foundation and enjoy it, because I do get about probably not a full shade darker, but about a half a shade darker. And right now this is like just this much too light. But I think that it looks good. And then with my oils breaking through by the end of the day, I think that it looks really nice. Speaking of that, let's talk about the longevity of the foundation. And I was sort of apprehensive about the longevity of this foundation because I'm like, it's so dewy. How is it going to possibly last all day? This foundation definitely proves me wrong because it lasts all day. Super nice. And I know this foundation would last even longer if I incorporated a primer that's going to enhance the longevity. Right now, I just put it on top of my foundation and I set it and I move on. But if I put it on top of a primer and that primer has some oil control properties and I use the setting spray, this foundation would be phenomenal, especially if you're looking for something that is sort of lightweight, that's going to even out your complexion, but yet it has excellent wear time. I think that is where this foundation is bomb. That's where it's shining for sure. I don't have a foundation like this in my collection where it doesn't give you too much coverage, but it gives you just enough to where your skin is fresh and even and awakened, but yet it's not heavy, and it's just a no fuss, no muss product. So I think this one is pretty unique. It gets the job done. It's very lightweight and it's just overall very effective. So for days where I'm not filming and I don't need to be glam, but I just want to throw on something to where my skin looks like a more improved version of itself, I would definitely be reaching for this foundation. If I'm going out and I want my skin to be snatched and I want to look flawless, this is not going to be a foundation that I reach for. I think that it's a nice everyday, daily foundation though. And I really enjoyed this as well as a person who has combination skin, because I know this foundation is aimed towards people who have dry skin, but I have combination skin and it wore on me so pretty. I think I'll still like this foundation in the summer because, like I've been saying, it is a very lightweight foundation and it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel greasy, it just doesn't feel like anything. And even after wearing it for as long as I've had it on, it's just coming off minimally. Like, there's obviously some transfer to my hand, but I've had this on since earlier today and it is literally 3:20, if not it's 3:17 in the morning right now. So I'm impressed with it, really like it, and I'm gonna incorporate this into my daily foundation rotation. So if you all have gotten a chance to try this out, let me know. I think that it's a great product. I look forward to reading you guys' comments, and I'll check you guys in my very next video because your girl is about to go chill on the couch until I fall asleep. Actually, I'm about to go wash my face and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I'll check you guys later. Smooches! Bye!